34 car and David Ridling.
And Mike Wallace is off the pace coming off the second corner. What a tough break. There he is, dropped off the pace. Man, oh man.
He was charging to the front, hoping to become the first driver ever to win back-to-back 200s here at Daytona. And he's coming in.
Yeah, he's headed for the pits.
I hear, oh, his car's hit the wall. Venturini has crashed, running second at the start-finish line. And the caution flag is out.
And Mike Wallace stayed out on the racetrack. He saw that was happening. His crew very alert. They said, hey, there's going to be a caution. Stay out there. And he did.
Venturini has kept the car up against the wall, the outside wall, in the tri-oval just before turn 1, keeping it out of the way of the other traffic coming down. But a bad break for Venturini.
Then it sounded like when they went by right in front of our broadcast booth, maybe a tire blew or something, and then all of a sudden he was into the wall.
Berg and Wallace now, first, second, and third.
I mean, Mike Wallace, you're right, Ned. He went from a lap down or 2 laps down to running third in the race, basically, by just the timing of the caution flag when Venturini crashed. Oh, and there's Purvis up against the wall.
And a car spinning behind him, taking another car with him.
That's Mark Thompson in the red 66.
Who crashed badly here last year. Now everybody else is going to have to scramble and slow down.
And that's Breback, I think, in the 34.
Yes, it is. Also involved is Bobby Gerhardt. Breback crashed earlier.
And Kevin Ray.
Here's in the 19 car sliding through the grass in the tri-oval. That is Rob Smith. So all kinds of problems here off corner 4.
And Kevin Ray, the 17-year-old's car, is sitting there right at the head of pit road.
See it again.
There we see Mark Thompson in the 66 car. It looks like he might have gotten bumped from behind by the red car. I don't know. There's Kevin Ray. Is that Kevin Ray in the 2? No, that's Kevin Ray right
Kevin
there
Ray,
that he hits Thompson, goes up, smacks the outside wall. Now there's Gerhardt, the 85 car that we're seeing down against the inside wall. Watch as he turns, his car goes, all of a sudden going to hook up, and that's Breback.
Yeah, top of the screen. He hits the wall.
The mandatory caution for a tire check, but we do have a car in the wall, we understand.
And there's a car going down in turn 1, Wayne Larson's car, high on the racetrack, about there, the 93 car. That's Wayne Larson, right?
Yep.
But this is the lap that they had said that they would have a mandatory caution.
But it just so happens that he did have contact with the wall down in turn number 1, so a double reason for the caution.
And a spin down the back straightaway.
And we have a car in the wall.
And caution.
And the caution is out. A couple of cars involved in this incident.
Perry Tripp is the blue and green number 6, and Bowser comes by and keeps the number 1 spot.
We are not sure who the other red car is up against the wall or in the middle of the racetrack in the backstretch. That's Perry Tripp, number 6. He isn't driving away from him by very much. He still has less than a car length lead. Watch the outside line as they go into 1.
Now his forward buddy, Wallace, has picked up the draft on the 21 car. Well, but here comes the Chevrolet back up on the outside. Hillenberg driving the Chevrolet.
One of the most competitive ARCA races we've seen in quite some time. Any one of these cars could win this thing.
And Hillenberg clears him. He's on the outside, Ned.
Gutsy move. Very gutsy move.
Half a car length ahead of Bowser as they come out of the 4th turn onto the tri-oval. Ooh, they touch maybe. At the line. Boy, too close to call.
2 Fords on the inside, 2 Chevrolets on the outside.
Less than 6 laps to go.
Mike Wallace wants to go up there
and Bowser is 3 deep. Bradbury gets by, Mike Wallace gets by. Evidently Bowser got in the corner and got the car loose.
Mike Wallace was awfully close to him going into that corner. I was about to say that Mike would just like to push him, you know, to try to push him on out in front there. But
he's dropped all the way back to nearly the end of the line as Andy Hillenberg now has the lead. Laps to go. It's Hillenberg, followed by Bradbury, then Wallace and Rutman. right side with who is that?
Frank Kimmel,
Kimmel.
who crashed that 02 car in practice. And Frank Kimmel, wouldn't it be great to see him get a good run, because he started not to come down here, but a fellow supplied him an engine, and he said, okay, if I get a free engine, I'll go.
Now Mike Wallace beginning to pick up on those two Chevrolets up in front of him.
Now, they had moved ahead by 4 or 5 car lengths, but now Wallace closes in once again as there's the side-by-side battle between Hill and Kimmel for 5th spot. 76 laps complete, 4 to go. Kenny Allen is also involved in this battle behind the first 4.
He's a lap down.
Brewer. Yep.
Now, Brewer is not a lap down. He's being shown in 7th position.
Oh, Andy Belmont over on top of Bowser's car. And Belmont flips through the air off of the second corner.
Now it's a race back to the line, and who's going to win? The race back is going to win the race.
Yeah, this could be the determination of the race, because it's probably going to end under caution. Let's watch and see if Andy Hillenburg can keep the lead as they come down for the caution, and he will. Hillenburg, Bradbury, Wallace, Rutman, Hill, and Kimmel. And the yellow out with 3 laps remaining, and there is Andy Belmont's badly battered race car, which started to flip and landed on top of Bowser's car and then continued to roll to a stop.
I saw him moving around. I saw Belmont. Looks like the winning net is down. And that piston that we showed just a moment ago, a burned piston, that was from Andy Belmont's car.
And I believe this is the first time that I can remember that a car with the roof flaps has taken off.
Yes. But the car did it so suddenly, there was not time for the flaps to deploy, and...
Hey, he's out of the car. Oh,
That's great.
Yes.
That's
are we glad to see that? Boy.
You thought he won the race.
Andy, you survived quite a ride. Wow.
Man.
Here it is again. Upper right, watch it. He and Bowser make contact. The car slides around. I think maybe he got help getting up in the air by Bowser's car.
The front of Bowser's car did lift him up.
Look at that car teeter-totter on top of Bowser's car, folks. Wow. What a ride.
That was wild.
But Andy Belmont is okay. Watch it from this angle now. Look at the height that this car achieves. As you can see, they built a wall and a fence to keep drivers and cars out of Lake Lloyd. One of them went in there last year in the Daytona Dash race. I don't think Andy was close to going in, but that car sure took a ride, and they're picking it up in pieces.
And Bobby Bowser, look there where the car came across the top of his car.
Yeah.
He's in the pits. He's lost a lap, as a matter of fact.
So the 2-time champion who was looking for his first super speedway win, and look, that's where Andy Belmont's car landed on Bowser's, but look how well it stood up.
That's kind of like that Thunderbird commercial where it bounced on that...
Well, another ugly-looking accident, but everybody is okay. Back for the finish in a moment. Back at Daytona International Speedway for the Arca Bondo Hyde 200, which is nearing its conclusion. Just a little more than a lap. The race will be over. It'll finish under caution. There's Bobby Bowser's car and this damage that it sustained as a result of this.
There we see, you're right, a little bit of contact between Belmont in the 5 and Bobby Bowser. And watch as he bounces on top of Bowser's car.
And it just hangs there for a few seconds.
Moment. And then, of course, when he comes off, it starts to roll, and the roof flaps can't do any good at that time.
Right. And now from the other angle. Car rides there on the hood for a couple of seconds and then begins its series of barrel rolls.
Wow.
But the best thing about that crash was that Andy Belmont got out. He jumped on top of the car and acted like he'd won the race.
Hey, he's hurting the roof. He did it the roof when he did all that.
The Fina Express Mart Ford is in bad shape, but Andy is in good shape, and that's what is the most important thing. The white flag has gone out. We are on the last lap of this event. And ladies and gentlemen, Andy Hillenberger, 8th, Mark Stahl, 9th, Randall Ritter, and 10th, unofficially, would be Ron Burchett. I'm sure that Gary Bradbury and Mike Wallace are saying to themselves, if I only had just a couple of green laps, but we'll never know.
And Joe Rutman and Bob.
Yeah.
Bob Hill said, I know all 4 of those guys would have wrecked, and I'd have won the race.
But in any case, here comes the field. The cautions and the checkers are showing, and Andy Hillenberg has won the Arca Bondo Hyde 200, and they're going to fish in exactly the way that we gave them to you just a few seconds ago. Andy Hillenberg wins here in Daytona. Here's John Kernan.